Hello, everybody. Welcome to, day 15. We're kind of halfway through, but October has 31 days. Day 15 of Inktober. Getting back to the actual ink on paper today. The prompt is shark, something I have a little bit of familiarity with drawing, but I'm going to try and change it up a little bit here. All right, so we're back. I know you can't probably see this very well, so I probably speed-lapsed, time-lapsed, went really fast through this, and maybe you didn't even see it. So let's get started. I'm going to try and use maybe one of my finer pens today. And by fine, I just mean smaller. I don't mean like it's, a better pen than other pens per se or anything like that. And the goblin shark is interesting. They're a deep water shark, and they have this really weird protruding mouth, which a lot of sharks have, but it's more exaggerated and extreme on the goblin shark. So they kind of get this weird, I don't know if it's reputation, but people know about them. Let me just say that. Now, the other interesting things about goblin sharks is that they are sharks that are good at swimming near the bottom. You can tell that because of the way that their fins are. They have these big, thick fins. So hard to draw at this angle. And yeah, these are good fins for like laying flat on the bottom. They're not good fins for swimming up in the water column per se. All right, so here we go. But they have the normal fins that you would expect to find on most sharks. And by that, I mean they have your pectoral fins here, and you have your pelvic fins. This is called the anal fin. And then we have two dorsal fins on the top, which I have not drawn yet, but I will shortly. Another telltale sign of a shark that spends a lot of its time on the bottom. Look at how tall the top of its caudal fin is and how short the bottom is. This would be, if it had a long bottom to its caudal fin, that would be a real drag, literally. So you can kind of tell this shark is hanging out near the bottom. That is wrong right there. What to fix that? I don't know how we're going to fix that with ink. We're committed. If you mess it up, dress it up. That's what I've heard our teachers say. I think my wife just laughed at me. There we go. Now, how many fins are... Let me try that again. How many gills do most sharks have? And the correct answer to that, boys and girls, is 5. Just like we have 5 fingers, most sharks have 5 gills. Now, artistic license and all that. You could make a shark with as many or as few gills as you want, but if you want it to be accurate, you're probably looking at 5. There are some sharks out there with different numbers of gills. But they're the outliers. They're the weirdos. All right, most of your sharks, 5 gills. This is where the goblin shark gets a little freaky with its little weird mouth stuff going on here. Now they have these really skinny teeth too here, hanging down, which make them look kind of terrifying, but in reality, they're not really terrifying. What's going on here is they're good for catching the type of prey that they eat, which is going to be like small fish and that kind of thing. Now, it's hard to find reference photos of goblin sharks because they are deep water sharks, and we just don't have a lot of footage of them that exists. But this is a good start. I'm going to add a little line with variation and stuff on here. We'll see if hopefully I won't mess this shark up. What kind of sharks do you guys like? Do you like to draw sharks? I guess what I'm really doing is just thickening these lines up now that I see it. All you're doing is thickening up the lines. You're not really doing anything that different, are you? Not yet, is what I say. Not yet. But that could change. So what I want to do is just add some, just some texture and stuff in here. Sharks have something called the lateral line, which is kind of an extra sense that they have. Most fish have a lateral line, and what it does is it allows them to pick up vibrations and pressure changes. There we go. This is a pretty basic goblin shark here. Now, I thought maybe I'd do another shark. Since I do like drawing sharks, maybe I'll just draw a few sharks. This one I'm not going to pencil in. I'm just going to draw this shark here and see what happens. Challenge is getting these lines on here when I know I can't erase. It can be a little bit stressful. Give him his 5 gills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can count. 5 gills. Some little teeth. Little nares. Sharks have nostrils, but they don't breathe through them. They use them for their amazing sense of smell. Sharks have quite an impressive sense of smell. In fact, if you filled an Olympic-sized swimming pool with water, what else would you fill it with, really? And then you added a little drop of fish oil, well, that shark could detect that. That's how good their sense of smell is. Now we're going to go a little crazy here. I don't know why. If you want to see more sharks, then you can see other videos. I think I've done a shark video on this channel, so check that out for more extensive how to draw sharks videos and more information about sharks in general. If you do like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this one a thumbs up, comment below, and hit that bell for notifications whenever I'm drawing or a new video comes out. I feel like I need one more shark here, and I just don't know what to do. Let's go a little crazy, shall we? This is my teeny tiny, look how small this is. I'll sign it now with this. My little teeny tiny one here. I'm going to try something insane here. I'm going to try and draw a shark that I don't normally draw. From an angle I don't normally draw it. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't normally draw this type of shark, but I do like this kind of shark quite a bit. It is, of course, the hammerhead shark, if you hadn't figured that out yet. I did try and practice this shark today. In all honesty, I was trying to practice. I thought maybe I would draw this shark, and so I was trying it today. It came out all right. Good enough for me to attempt it here. Oh, see, I can't erase that line now. What am I going to do? See, we got the same fins on this shark here. We've got our pectoral fins. We've got our pelvic fins. We've got a little anal fin here. And then we've got our caudal fin, or also called the tail fin. Always challenging to draw this in a weird angle. He's kind of a plump little guy. And that dorsal fin is tricky too, because I don't think you could really see it from this angle, but I want to draw it really badly, but I'm not going to. I'm going to resist. Now these guys have the same thing that all sharks have, which are these sensories up here called ampullae of Lorenzini, and they help them pick up electrical impulses. So this guy's looking for stingrays, and it can detect that electricity caused by the heartbeat of that animal. All right, there's our little stop. Hammer time, shark. We'll do another one here. Let me find the right drawing implement. I choose you, number 3. Number 3. And let's see. I don't even know what I'm doing here yet. We're going to try and give this shark a really weird angle. Swimming up. That's not blood. I'm just, just saying. It's not. Now this shark's tail is a little more even, so this is a shark that, is probably a faster swimmer out in the open water, swimming around here. Good guideline is sharks have this thing called counter shading, where they're darker on the top, lighter underneath, which helps them to blend in, but also can give you guidelines for where to put things. Now this fin's going to be weird. How do I even do this? Think like this. Yeah, I think that's mostly right. Give him his gills. And of course, this guy needs a dorsal fin. Let's kind of lean back a little bit there. Maybe more than I wanted it to. That's all right, though. These are kind of doodle sharks here, just kind of playing around, practicing my shark drawings. Let me show you a little bit more on the fins. Let me get a different marker. Go back to my brush. So if you're doing a dorsal fin on a shark from the side view, it varies. This shark's fin is a lot different than this shark's fin. Of course, this is wrong. Okay, let me just point that out. But usually they're going to come up, and then depending on the shark, this might be more pointed or more rounded. Usually it's a little bit rounded at least. And then this has a little bit of curve. See that curve to it there? If you wanted to get, more realistic shark fin. And then it curves way down. And sometimes there's even a little split here on the shark's back. So this is more of a standard dorsal fin here that you might see on your shark. Yeah. Tail fin too. Let's say you've got the tail coming down. Usually there's sort of this sort of body cylinder. Now on some sharks it'll just go right up into the tail. That's kind of what's happening here. And some of them it just comes off of this. So again, it depends on what species. And this can be rounded or pointed. This one I've made is pretty pointed, but a lot of times this bottom one is a little shorter And I'm going to actually change this one up a little bit to make it a little better. And then a lot of sharks will have a little extra right there. And then there's sort of that dividing line that goes into the lateral line that starts in this area. So this might be dark. Okay, this whole thing's probably darker. And even the bottom of the fin, even though it's underneath, is darker, whereas this is going to be lighter here. And then on some sharks it kind of fades, and others it's a pretty distinct line. Should I get crazy? I mean, I've already done this. Let me see if I can add a little bit of counter shading on our shark here. I really don't like his dorsal fin. Now the problem with this is that since I'm using like black, I'm going to lose some of this detail like in his... or her. Well, this is a her, technically. Oh, I didn't give him any... I left out the fins. Because if it was a boy, he'd have these little things called claspers. But we'll try and save the eye a little bit here. So again, this is going to be dark. And even this is going to be dark on your standard shark. Okay. On our hammerhead. Hammerheads tend to be lighter colored sharks, but still there's a little bit of color differential. I just made that word up. Color differences from the top to the bottom. I'm not coloring this guy in. You know what I call this guy? I'm not going to say it out loud, but you're all singing it now. All right, so today's theme was shark. Thank you for watching. Again, if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up if you'd like to see more sharks and other cruise creatures, or I should say creatures in general. I do a lot of stuff on cruising, so I call them cruise creatures. But if you want to see other creatures being drawn, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also we have a Facebook group where you can see my drawings as well as other people in the community making beautiful art every day. It's a good place to go. Post your art, share your art in a positive, judgment-free zone. And until next time, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.